Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have a kind of fun little nutrition focused video all about my top kitchen and pantry staples. Now, from being a coach, I know that nutrition is where a lot of people struggle. I hear about this from people on social media. I hear about it from my clients all the time, knowing what to eat, how much to eat, like what kind of foods to buy, all those things. And I know it can be really tricky. And the thing is, nutrition is a very individualized process. There's no one size fits all. There are general recommendations for what majority of people would do well eating, but there is really no one size fits all. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my top foods for the categories of protein, carbs, fats, fruits and veg. I'm kind of doing in like their own category, and then like sauces, condiments, spices, I'm going to do as a separate category as well. Do keep in mind that everything I'm going to be showing you today are what work for me and my body. Just always take it with a grain of salt because we are all so different. After I show you guys the different foods from each category, then I'm going to be kind of spending the next couple of days filming the foods that I'm eating, and everything I'm gonna be cooking over the next couple of days is gonna only be using everything I'm showing you guys. It usually does anyways, like even if I'm not filming a YouTube video, these are literally like my staples. Like as long as I have these things, I can pretty much make all my typical meals. By the end of this video, you should have a really good idea of what some really good kitchen, pantry, fridge staples are that work well for me and could work really well for you as well. And you're gonna have a few really easy, healthy, yummy recipes to try out for yourself. Okay, so we're gonna start with protein simply because I should probably put some of these things back in the fridge soon. So number one is chicken. Always need to have some sort of chicken in the fridge. I usually will pre-marinate some of my chicken so that it's like really tasty and ready to go. Next, I have this ham. So I always like to have some sort of bacon style meat in the fridge, whether it be ham, turkey bacon, back bacon, anything like that, because I use it a lot with like little breakfast sandwiches, or I put it into my egg scrambles. Sometimes I even just have them on their own as like a side with something to add some protein into my meals. This one is a antibiotic free brand, no artificial ingredients, human raised. Okay, next we have our extra lean ground bison or extra lean ground beef. I usually will go between one or the other. So one of my clients asked me the other day, like, do I need to get extra lean or can I just get like regular ground beef or regular ground bison? And you absolutely can get the regular one. Only difference is gonna be the level of fat. So when it's extra lean, there's gonna be less fat in it. So for me, that works better for my goals because I'm in a calorie deficit right now and I wanna be cutting back on the calories where I can. Even when I'm not in a deficit, I usually opt for extra lean. But you don't have to, it's just like a personal choice for me. I usually buy them in like big packets from Costco, store a bunch of them in the freezer, and then when I know I'm gonna have it for dinner that day, I'll just put it out to like defrost and then I'll cook it for dinner. Okay, next we have our organic eggs. I always need to have eggs in the fridge. I use them for so many things, whether it be cooking them, eating them on their own, adding them into like a baking recipe, stuff like that. Okay, then we have like our more supplement-y, pre-packaged type things. So these are the protein bars that I really like. I've been obsessed with these for years. I'm not huge into protein bars. I find that most of them taste bad and a lot of them are just like really stocked up with all these things that we shouldn't be eating. And even these ones, not gonna lie, they're probably not like the healthiest. Like I'm sure there's some better ones at Whole Foods, but these are just easily accessible for me. They're like in all the local grocery stores I go to and they taste really good. And I like to buy the mini version because the big version is like really big and it's almost like a meal replacement. And I don't really like to have a protein bar as my meal. I just like to have it as like an on-the-go kind of emergency snack. So these are perfect for the days that you're in a rush, you're gonna be at school all day or work all day, or you need something to have in your gym bag before you start your workout, something like that. So these are my favorite. Okay, and then we have our protein powder. So this is the one I'm currently using. There is no one size fits all for protein. Some people have sensitivity to whey and they need to go for vegan options, but Body Energy Club has really good tasting proteins. And this one is a chocolate clean isolate. It's gluten-free, non-GMO. antibiotic free, no artificial flavors, colors, etc. 120 calories per scoop, 0.5 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 0 sugar, and 28 grams of protein. So I'm not gonna say that having a protein supplement is essential, but for most people, it is very useful, especially if you're trying to hit a protein goal and trying to build muscle. Okay, next let's go into carbs. So one thing that I always need to have is rice. I'm Persian, we eat a lot of rice. But even if you're not, rice is just like a really nice, simple, easy one that you can cook in bulk. So it's really good for meal prepping. So normally I buy those like big bags of packaged rices, but just right now, because I haven't had time to go to that store that you get those big packaged rices, today I just bought these pre-packaged ones. These aren't the most financially smart things to buy, because obviously if you buy those big ones in bulk, you can get a lot more bang for your buck. But whatever, today for dinner, I'm just gonna be using these ones. So they're pretty much like a single portioned out serving of rice, and they're so easy. You just like throw them in the microwave and they're ready, or you can throw them on the stove and it's ready in like 5 minutes. And if you're wondering what kinds of rices are best, like I bounce between so many different kinds of rice. I don't have that mentality where there's like good food and bad food and like one type of food is evil. Everything in moderation. But if you want to go for like the healthiest one, wild rice is really good for you. And then brown rice is also another good option. Even white rice is fine. Wild rice would be my top pick if you're going for health. Okay, next we have potatoes. I like potatoes a lot. I've been making like homemade potato wedge fries in the air fryer lately, which are so fun, but I also use these in my hashes, which I'm gonna make today, so you'll see what I mean when I say hash. Okay, then we have oatmeal. So I use oatmeal for a lot of things, and this is the brand Red Mill, and it's an organic one. I have lots of uses for oats, and oats are just like a very versatile thing. They're high in fiber, so that's another staple carb for me. And then we have our pastas. I'm a huge pasta fan. If you follow me on really any social media, you'll know that about me. I love pasta. I usually will go for like a whole grain pasta. If you're into chickpea pastas, there's this brand called Banza, B-A-N-Z-A, that has a really good chickpea pasta. I don't have any on me right now, but the brand that I've been liking a lot just from like the local store is called Catelli. I've also tried their gluten-free ones, which are pretty good. Sometimes I'll even just buy like the regular white pasta, and I usually will try to get something that has fiber. So this one is white pasta with added fiber. So pretty much any whole grain, high fiber pasta or chickpea pasta is a good option. And there's so many options in the stores nowadays, but Catelli's a good brand if you're asking me. Okay, and then of course we have our breads. I don't really have like one specific kind of bread or wrap that I'm obsessed with or married to. I'll just kind of try different ones every time I go to the store. I usually will try to go with something that is whole wheat or whole grain. So this is the bread I have right now. And I don't go through bread that quickly. So if you're like me, you can also freeze it. Okay, let's go into fats. Number one for me is peanut butter. This one is the natural peanut butter. No salt added, no sugar added. Made with 100% US Valencia peanuts. I also do have like the unhealthy peanut butter, aka this one. I buy the smooth light one, so it's a little bit lower in calories. I feel like this peanut butter is like villainized, like you have to be having natural peanut butter, but I'm just here to let you know that it's okay if you kind of have a mixture of both, because we gotta have that balance. And sometimes I just want the less natural one, so yeah. Okay, and then we have our margarine. I buy this one that has added olive oil, so it has a source of omega-3. I'll just put it up here so you guys can see. Then we have our avocados. I will ideally buy them in bigger packages like this. I use avocados in a lot of things, especially my go-to salad that I have all the time. That'll definitely be in this video. We have our nuts and seeds. So these are the chia seeds I buy, and also the hemp seeds that I buy. I'll throw these into smoothies. I'll put them in yogurt. I'll even sometimes just throw them on top of my scrambled eggs for like an extra source of healthy fats and omega-3s. Okay, and then we have our oils, of course. So my 3 main oils that I would suggest and that I personally use are olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. And then I also have my nuts, so pecans, walnuts. So I like to sprinkle these onto a lot of my sweet treats or oats. You can blend them into your smoothies. They're also just like a really good, healthy fat snack that you can take with you to work. Okay, and lastly from the fat category, we have almond flour. I love almond flour, you guys. I literally use it for all my baking. It's not maybe the same for some people as regular flour, but it's a really good gluten-free option if you're someone who can't have regular flour. And it just bakes in like a really fluffy texture. It's so good in pancakes. It's so good in mug cakes, and I just love it. So, okay, let's go over fruits and vegetables that I always need to have. Lemons. I mean, are lemons a fruit or a vegetable? I don't know. That's not embarrassing that I'm asking that. I love lemons, and I cook them with my chicken to make like a yummy lemon chicken recipe. And I like to have them with my green drink, and I like to have them just in water alone as well. Bananas, another staple. I usually go for an organic banana in the store. I use them in so many different ways, which you guys will see. Tomatoes, I use these in my classic salad that I have like every day, so I always need to have tomatoes. Spinach, another staple. How I really like to use these is in my smoothies. You can blend them in with your smoothies and they literally don't taste like anything, so it's such an easy way to get some leafy greens in there. And yeah, cucumbers, another staple for the salad that I make every day, so I gotta have these on hand. I wanna say avocado, but I already said that in the fat category. Is avocado even a vegetable? I don't know. Anyways. Okay, and then I always need to have some sort of berry on hand. Usually I'll try to shop for fruits that are in season. So I'll usually buy fresh berries more so in the summer because I live in Vancouver, BC, and we get amazing berries in the summer. But during the winter months, I'll usually just buy frozen berries because a lot of the time the berries in the winter season don't even taste that good in the stores. So I just buy these like organic wild blueberries from Costco, and strawberries as well. Okay, then I have mushrooms, which are probably my favorite vegetable. I put mushrooms in everything. And then I love to have either broccoli or broccolini on hand because I just love it. And again, guys, these are just my favorites. You can, like, any vegetable is good. So pretty much the point of this section of the video is stock up on some fruits and veggies that you're getting those micronutrients in. Okay, gonna quickly run through some dairy products as well. Havarti, I know it's in like a literal plastic bag right now, but yeah, I love having some sort of cheese on hand just to sprinkle onto things, especially omelets. Parmesan cheese is also another thing that I use a lot of. Okay, then we have milk, and milk is a very personal preference. Like, for example, my boyfriend, you cannot catch him drinking nut milk because he just doesn't like it. He likes his real 1% or 2% milks, like the actual dairy. So if that's what you like as well, go for it. Nothing wrong with milk unless you have some sort of sensitivity. Oat milk is my personal favorite. I used to be super into soy milk, but I'm really into oat milk now. I'm currently actually in the process of looking for a cleaner oat milk brand because I am aware that the ones we see in most stores are stocked up with a lot of things that we really don't want to be getting, like gums. Not that I want to like make anyone scared of food or drinks, but if it's something you're drinking a lot of, it might be a good idea to look into a cleaner brand where the only ingredients are literally just like oats and water. That's what I'm looking for right now. And if you have any good ones, please comment them down below because I would love to know. Okay, last thing from dairy category is yogurt. I love yogurt. Yogurt's really high in protein, gives you your probiotics as well, and it's just like a perfect snack to even just have with like some berries and honey. Lots of different ways to use it, very versatile. I actually don't have any yogurt in the house right now, but I will put a couple of like options on the screen over here of different yogurts that I like. I always try to opt for one that's not crazy high in fat, especially when I'm in a deficit. I'll go for like 0% fat or like 2% fat. Just look at the fats because some of them are literally like 12% full fat, which tastes so good, by the way, but they do rack up a lot quicker on the calories. And then if you're someone who's trying to increase your protein intake, you can go for one that's a little bit higher in protein, and there's so many options for that nowadays too. Okay, and then let's quickly run through some like sauces, condiments, spices, pretty much just things that don't fit into any of the other categories. So for my pastas especially, or sometimes when I'm making like bologneses, I always like to have some sort of tomato or marinara sauce. I really like the brand Classico. So this is the fire roasted tomato and garlic. I'll usually just try different ones every time. But yeah, this is a good sauce brand. And then also Alfredo, and like obviously it's healthier if you can make like homemade sauces with like real tomatoes, but for convenience sake and for the video sake, I'm just gonna show you guys, like be real with you guys and show you what I usually have. You can get one that's lower in fat if you are trying to watch that sort of thing or trying to get a little bit of lower calories from your sauces. Okay, then we have Dijon mustard. I just use this a lot in cooking, so I like to have it on hand. And then the two obvious things, ketchup, mayo, for sandwiches, for eggs, for, you know, lots of different things. Okay, the only spices I need, like if I have these 4 things, I'm good, are salt, pepper, garlic powder, absolutely essential, and lemon pepper, because sometimes I want like regular pepper, but a lot of the time I want lemon pepper because it is so freaking good if you like tangy flavors in your food. Okay, and then quickly, I also wanted to mention stevia. I know that not everybody likes the taste of stevia. You either love it or you hate it usually, but I like stevia. So I buy this one from the brand Sweet Leaf, and I use it in my tea, in my coffee, in my matcha. I use it a lot in baking as well if I'm trying to save some calories. And then for my matcha, which you guys know I'm a matcha girly, I use this organic ceremonial grade brand called Aya, A-I-Y-A. One of my girlfriends recommended this to me because it's just like a super high quality matcha and it tastes really good as well. So if you're into matcha, I get this one from Whole Foods. You're gonna be seeing quite a few recipes coming from me for the rest of the video, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Make sure to comment and let me know if you try any of these recipes and if you found this helpful. Okay, I'm about to make lunch and it's gonna be a chicken hash. It's gonna be so good. But before I do that, I'm just gonna have a protein shake because I'm hungry and I need something to settle me before my lunch is ready. I know that this is really, really boring, but sometimes I just need more protein and I need it quickly and I don't have time to make a smoothie. So I will literally just put water into a shaker. I can't find my shaker, so I'm using this today. And I'll literally just put a scoop in there and shake it. That'll be like a snack for me, which is super boring, I know. When you have a good protein powder that actually tastes decent, it's really not that bad, and it's a really easy way to get more protein in if you're someone who struggles with that. Okay, so for lunch, I'm making a 1-pan chicken and veggie hash. It's so delicious and so easy, guys. Just wash and chop up your veg. So I used broccolini and mushrooms, and then I also did 1 medium yellow potato. For the potato, you want to make sure you're slicing it up into super thin slices so that it cooks easily. And I also did some chicken thighs here, but this would also work well with chicken breast. So that literally took me about 5 minutes to wash and chop everything up. So now I'm going to throw it into the pan. Okay, so I put about 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on the pan and it's on medium heat, and I literally just threw everything in. So now I'm gonna quickly season it. Okay, now we're just gonna cover that. It's gonna take about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick little yogurt snack and a matcha latte homemade. Okay, so I already have the yogurt measured out. I did 150 grams of yogurt, which is probably about like a cup of yogurt. And then I'm gonna toss some oats in here. You can also just use like granola, or you can put some hemp seeds or chia seeds, but I love putting raw oats in my yogurt. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 1/4 of a cup. Making a mess here. I just feel like adding oats makes it a little bit more filling, but oats are really good for you. They're high in fiber. This is a great way to kind of make your little yogurt snack last a little bit longer, because I feel like when I just have yogurt on its own, I'm hungry shortly after, but when I have it like this, it lasts longer for me. 3-4 drops. Now I have some frozen strawberries, about a cup of them here, and I'm just gonna microwave this for like 60-75 seconds. Just going to put them into my yogurt. When they're all melted down, it almost becomes like a little puree. So this is perfect for those of you who need like a really good snack to take to work. Just so yummy, and especially if you buy a yogurt that's a little bit lower in fat, this is a very calorie friendly snack as well. Okay, I'm also gonna make a quick homemade matcha latte. I do mine iced. I love iced lattes. I don't have one of those like bamboo whiskey things, which I still need to get. Like I really need to get that. So the way I make my matcha so that the powder is not clumpy is I just put like about this much hot boiled water into any sort of kind of shaker cup, about half of a teaspoon. A few drops of stevia to that as well. Okay, then you're just gonna pop on the lid of your shaker, nice and tight. Okay, I think that's well shaken now. So now you're just gonna pour it over a glass with some ice. One of my friends made this for me. It says Tina on it, it's so cute. I like drinking my matcha in wine glasses. It just makes me feel like my life is glamorized. So I'm just gonna pour that over. And you're just gonna top with your desired amount of milk. I'm using oat milk here. Mix that up. And how perfect does this look? Maybe turn it down. Okay. Okay, it's dinner time, so I'm gonna make me and Alex, my boyfriend, some lemon chicken with rice and a side salad. This is like my go-to salad that I make almost every single day, so let me show you guys how I do that because I'm gonna prep the salad first. And then you're just gonna put about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Just like that, nice drizzle. And just a tiny drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, and there it is. It's my tomato, cucumber, avocado salad. Literally have this almost every single day. It's so good. So it'll look something like this. I put a little bit too much Dijon, but you get the idea. Okay, so air fry on 400 for 20 minutes. Gonna get that preheating. Okay, so I have my lemon chicken all nicely lined on the tray, and it's gonna go into the air fryer now. Okay, so our chicken's almost ready, so I'm just gonna throw in 2 of these little rice things.
Time for the instant rice.
Can you stop? I'm vlogging. Yummy. Okay, so here is the final result. Looks so good. With our little salads on the side. Okay, I would like a taste test.
Okay.
You can be honest.
It's okay.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, it's delicious. It's really good.
Really? Yay. It's breakfast time, so I'm gonna make some delicious peanut butter berry oats. Let me show you guys how I do it. It literally takes like 5 minutes, and I have to leave the house in 5 minutes, so it's gonna work out perfectly. So just take my oatmeal, 1/3 of a cup. Okay, and then you're gonna put 2/3 of a cup of water in here. Okay, so it'll look something like this, and then we're gonna microwave this for 75 seconds. Okay, while that's microwaving, I've put 1/3 of a cup of frozen blueberries in here. And once this comes out, I'm gonna throw the frozen blueberries into the microwave for like 45 to 60 seconds so that they simmer down into like a melted pureed form. Okay, so oatmeal is looking pretty good. I'm gonna top it with a tiny splash of oat milk just for a little bit of sweetness and to make it a little bit creamier. Give that a nice little mix. Okay, and then I'm gonna finish things off with a tablespoon of peanut butter. So good, guys. Very high in fiber, healthy fats. You get some carbs in there as well, so it's a nice filling meal. and it doesn't require any protein powder. I actually don't really like protein powder in my oats anymore. I feel like it just makes it taste like proteiny. So this is like my new favorite way of making oats. Okay, so I'm about to make a giant delicious omelet for lunch, or like an egg veggie scramble sort of vibe. So I put 3 slices of that ham that I bought and some mushrooms. I think this is 3 mushrooms chopped up, and then a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just gonna let this cook before I add in my spinach, eggs, and cheese. Okay, so this is the final result. Obviously, you can have this with like a slice of toast and some butter on the side as well, or some fruit to add in some more carbs, but this is what I'm gonna be having. Very high in protein and lots of veg in there as well. Okay guys, I'm making a pasta for lunch. I am starving. I've been up since 5 a.m. working. I did a 45-minute incline walk, and I've already walked 10,564 steps. So I'm starving, I need carbs, I'm making pasta. This is such an easy one, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so all you need for this is some ham or turkey bacon or back bacon. I chopped up 3 slices, and then this is my pasta. I did 100 grams, I already measured it out. But if you want a little bit less, you could do 85 grams. I'm just really hungry. And then we have our Alfredo sauce. This is the one with a little bit less fat. Some spinach and some Parmesan cheese. Okay, water is boiled, so we're gonna add our pasta. Oh, great. Okay, so while pasta is boiling, I'm just gonna cook up my ham. Okay, now we're just gonna add our Alfredo, spinach. Okay, so here's the finished product. I'm so excited to go and eat this. It kind of gives me like bacon mac and cheese vibes, but healthier. So good. It's 10 p.m. and I have a sweet tooth, so we're making my almond flour strawberry peanut butter mug cake. It's super easy and super yummy, so let me show you guys how I do it. So in a small bowl, you're gonna mix 30 grams of almond flour, and if you don't have a scale, that's about 3 big tablespoons, 1 egg, and 50 grams of banana, which is about half of a medium banana. Then you're just gonna mix it all up. The consistency will look something like this, kind of like pancake batter. Also forgot to mention, if you like it sweeter, you can add a few drops of stevia or any sweetener of your liking. Okay, that's done. Now I'm gonna quickly put some frozen strawberries in the microwave just to melt down for about 60 seconds. Okay, so the almond flour mug cake will look something like this. I'm just gonna throw my melted strawberries on here. And then I'm just gonna finish it off with some melted peanut butter. Okay, so this is the final result. So it's just like having a cake. So easy and so good.